So I want to welcome everyone to Unity of Sun Lakes. It's a joyous, wonderful day, and I'm so glad to see that you made it here with a gale of winds outside. Kate's not here. She was kept all up night. We have some, one of those wind chimes,
Yeah.
and she has them right outside her room, and she just loves the sound of the wind. It kept her awake all night. She said, I'm going to take them off if this is the weather we're going to have. So, okay, we're all good on that. I'd like to start by thanking Odie for these gorgeous St. Patrick's Day flowers today. Aren't they beautiful? And also to thank Derek this morning. Derek, we're so grateful that you're here with us. We really needed someone that could really do the job, and you do it so well, so just fantastic. So with that in mind, I'm going to introduce our wonderful Dennis, who's going to start us off with a beautiful song of his.
Right, you guys let me know if it's beautiful. Feel free to stand up. It's a sing-along. We've sung this before. Do it again, so that way we all know it a little better. So we start off nice and slow, and then we pick it up. Hit it, Derek. We are one with the power. We are one. We are one. We are one with the presence. We are one. We are one. We are one with the power. We are one with the presence. We are one with each other. We are one. Yes, we are one. We are one with the power. We are one. We are one. We are one with the presence. We are one. We are one. We are one with the power. We are one with the presence. We are one with each other. We are one. Yes, we are one. We are one with the Spirit. We are one. We are one. We are one in the stillness. We are one. We are one. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the stillness. We are one with each other. We are one. Yes, we are one. We are all beloved children of the same divine creation. We are makers and co-makers. We are one. We are one. We are one with the power. We are one. We are one. We are one with the presence. We are one. We are one. We are one with the power. We are one with the presence. We are one with each other. We are one. Yes, we are one. We are one with the power. We are one with the presence. We are one with each other. We are one. Yes, we are one.
Okay, if everyone would just kind of get quiet and still, we will start with our opening prayer. So just breathe in that wonderful, wonderful presence that is God. And just take a deep breath, relax, and just feel that presence. And know that that presence, that one presence, which is everything, is also us. We are one, as Dennis just said, with that presence. And in that presence, in that moment, when we hold ourselves in that place, we know that there's no sorrow, no sadness. There is only peace. There is only love. There is only joy. And there's only the protection of Spirit. So as we move through this wonderful presence, we know that there is no doubt, there is no fear for us. And we know that anything that occurs in our lives is simply a passing moment. And we know as we cling to that place and that oneness and that unity in that place, we know that we are all there is. We are perfect, whole, and complete in the image of God. And we're so grateful for that. We're grateful for this potential for life, unlimited potential. This ability to move out and just be ourselves and be free with that. No fears of just being who we are and moving forward with anything we would want to do, any choices we have to make. How wonderful it is to exist in this space of spirit. And so it is. I think there's a thing now for welcoming. Is anyone here? There's no one new here today, I don't think. So we'll move on. We do have one thing today. We have Barbara's birthday. Oh, yes, we want to do that first. Okay, we'll do that first.
I'll say we love you, we bless you, and we welcome you.
We also have Barbara's birthday today. So I just wish Barbara happy birthday. And Dennis is going, we're going to sing our birthday song to you, Barbara.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Do you want to sing the real one now? You can remember the words. Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you. Uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved one, and have many more.
Okay, now we're going to do our prayer for unity. If you'll join me with this. Unity Church of Sun Lakes is a beacon of love and light. We welcome all with open hearts and open arms to express their divine potential. We come together in oneness in creating peace, health, and happiness in our church community and the world. Divine order guides our church as it prospers and grows, providing healing, love, hope, and friendship to all. And so it is. So now we're going to welcome Odie up here. She's going to read the daily word for us today.
Good morning, church.
Good morning, Odie.
Isn't it a beautiful day? Every day is a beautiful day. God gives us so many surprises, especially with the weather lately. Today's word is comfort. I find comfort in expressions of love. Speaking the words, I love you, provide comfort for an aching heart and peace in times of uncertainty. Today I open my heart to these loving expressions as a soothing balm for distress or grief. When I'm concerned about another, love centers me in the truth that all is in divine order and no matter how circumstances appear. I enfold the people I care about in a sphere of love, encircling them in peace and protection. When I'm troubled, I find comfort in others' loving words. I surround myself with those who offer solace in my time of need. I find encouragement in their kindness and compassion. As we share ourselves in kind and loving ways, we hearten spirits and bolster faith, giving comfort to ourselves and others. And from Theologians 2:17, comfort your hearts and strengthen them in every good work and word.
Thank you, Odie. So now we're going to have Dennis up to sing another song, and that will be our lead into meditation, and Reverend Julia Norton will be up here to do that for us. And then after that, Dennis is going to do his talk today. So Dennis?
You may know this, feel free to sing along. I go to the silence. I go to the stillness. I go to the center of my soul. My soul. I stay in the quiet. I breathe in the moment. I rest in the presence of my God. My God within. I go to where I know I am one with it all. I go to where I know I am holy, I am whole. I go to the silence. I go to the stillness. I go to the center of my soul. My soul. I go to that place of peace inside myself, where spirit dwells. I stay in the quiet. I breathe in the moment. I rest in the presence of my God. My God within. My God within.
Morning. This is taken from the book Prosperity by Charles Fillmore. It's the prosperity treatment, and it's based on the 23rd Psalm. So just close your eyes and go into your heart space and know that prosperity is not only financial, it is the body, the mind, and the spirit as well. The Lord is my banker. My credit is good. He maketh me lie down in the consciousness of omnipresence abundance. He giveth me the key to his strong box. He restoreth my faith in his riches. He guideth me in the paths
of prosperity for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk in the very shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy silver and thy gold, they secure me. Thou preparest the way for me in the presence of the collector. Thou filleth my wallet with plenty, and my heart with abundance. My measure runneth over. Surely goodness and plenty will follow me all the days of my life. And I shall do business in the name of the Lord forever. Happy abundance, and so it is.
Nun that had superpowers, and she was flying through the sky, and as they looked at her, they shouted, "It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman." No, it's none of the above. I did not write that myself. Today we're going to talk about practicing being powerful. So we talk about doctors practicing, lawyers practicing, and I think we should practice being powerful. So we're going to talk about how to get in touch with the power, how to be inspired by the power and develop the ideas, and how to act on that power by taking steps to manifest our ideas. So the first thing we want to do is get in touch with the power. Ooh, it worked. So this is Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. I am the offspring of God, and I am one with God's perfect wisdom, which is now ordering my life in divine harmony and health. So that's just to remind us who we are. We're the offspring of God. So we are one with this power. So one way to get in touch with the power is to meditate. So I know a lot of us, most people that I talk to say, I can't meditate. My mom said that, my daughter says that, I said that years ago, until I started doing it. And I read a book, The Joy of Meditation, and it just said, don't worry about it, just do it. The point is to just be quiet, right? You don't have to be quiet correctly. Just be quiet. Sit still. Center yourself. Take a nice, slow breath. We'll notice that sometimes our thoughts wander. When our thoughts wander, we just gently bring them back with no judgment. And we know that's how our mind works. It works all the time, making many, many thoughts. Meditation, the Mayo Clinic. Okay. Mayo Clinic says meditation can give you a sense of calm, peace and balance that can benefit both your emotional well-being and your overall health. You can also use it to relax and cope with stress by refocusing your attention on something calming. Meditation can help you learn to stay centered and to keep inner peace. So what does that mean to stay centered? CaseyClaytor.com, being centered means we're anchored in both spirit and mind, logic and emotion, physical reality, and the ethereal world. So how does that happen? It happens in here, where we just know who we are, what we are. We know we're inside God. And this world, this physicality is all inside God. So we're safe. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, says, when we touch the Christ state of consciousness, harmony pours over us, and that which is called illness, a condition resulting from inharmony within ourselves, is corrected by an adjustment of mind. So if we're thinking negative thoughts, we catch ourselves. Don't judge yourself. Oh, there I go thinking negative thoughts. I'm so stupid. Just go, oh, There I am, being normal. Being a human, just thinking thoughts that I didn't want to think. And we remind ourselves, who are we? What are we? We're children of God. We're inside God. All right, and this is from also Myrtle Filmer. This is from How to Let God Help You. No, this is from the Healing Letters, the Subconscious. We have the power to change our soul's impressions. Our subconscious, through our indwelling Christ mind, and so change our body and its functioning, and also the conditions about us. So we're not just changing ourselves, but we're changing the world around us by our attitudes, whether it's good or bad. People used to say to me, Dennis, everybody waited till you walked in the room to see what kind of mood you were in. And I was like, wow, I'm that powerful? And they're like, well, kind of. And it wasn't necessarily a great power to have me being in a bad mood. But I've learned to not be so much in those bad moods anymore. All right, so let's go through a brief meditation. It's going to be very quick. Let's get comfy in our chairs. If you have something in your hands, I invite you to put that down. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath. Let that out slowly. And another nice deep breath. If your hands are in your lap, clasped together, I invite you to put your left thumb over your right thumb, love over wisdom, and just take breaths. Slow, deep breaths. And that's all we're going to concentrate on is slow, deep breaths. If you find your mind wandering, just bring it back gently. Now I want you to imagine a silver thread in a loop. Every time you breathe in, it comes up in front of you. When you breathe out, it goes down on the inside of your spine. Just a loop. Just imagine that loop. And if it's better for you, you can imagine it coming up inside the spine and going out the front. Just do that for a few minutes. Okay, I invite you to come back into the room. Does anybody feel a little calmer? Yeah, kind of nice, right? Kind of nice to have that calmness. So another way to tap into our power is through affirmations. Let's see if I can do this right. So you've heard pray without ceasing. I think I must have skipped something. Okay, I guess I don't have that one there. So pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians 5. We've heard pray without ceasing. The whole scripture says, rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances. That to me is an amazing way to tap into our power. But so the purpose of the affirmation is to keep us during the day centered in our Christ mind. So pray without ceasing can be affirmations. Whenever we're feeling a thought, we're like, ooh, I don't like that. Just remember, just do an affirmation. It's just catching ourselves, being aware of our thoughts, and correcting them with love, because we're worthy of love, even if we make a mistake. We're talking about that this morning. It took me a long time to get over myself when I made mistakes, because I had this idea that I needed to be perfect or I wasn't worthy of love. And it was hard for me. But one day, dealing with it. I think I told you guys the story where I was driving to go shopping and I had forgot to check my bank account, and I was going to check it on my phone, and it just felt like, you need to go home. You need to go home. So I was mad at myself for not checking my bank account. Then I'm like, oh, now I got to go back home. And I thought, no, I'm just going to do it. But the voice just kept saying, you need to go back home. You need to go back home. So I turned around,
went back home, and I got there, and I had forgotten to lock the door. So it was good that the second mistake helped me catch the first mistake, but I laughed so hard at it that it really helped me overcome my, the stigma that I put upon myself for making a mistake. All right, so when we're meditating, we get lots of ideas. Charles Fillmore says, all ideas contained in the one mind are at the mental command of its offspring. Get behind a thing into the mental realm where it exists as an inexhaustible idea. You can draw upon it perpetually and never deplete the source. Think about the idea of a table. You can draw on that idea perpetually. Think of how many different kinds of tables there are. I saw a table that is held up by strings. I wish I had put the picture of it. It looks impossible, but it's held up by strings and just kind of floats. Next time maybe I'll remember to bring a picture. But there's inexhaustible ideas of table. Healthline says, talking about how many thoughts, I guess I did that one twice. Okay, how many thoughts do we think a day? Healthline.com says, by the study, they estimated they checked in the morning and at night, and the rate is about 6.5 transitions per minute. So about 6,000 thoughts a day, and that's just in the 16 hours that we're awake. They aren't counting the 8 hours when we're sleeping. We can get some good thoughts in there too. So let's see. Yeah, so let's meditate again. And this time I want you to think of your problem. Think of a problem. So we're going to meditate for a few seconds. You're going to think of your problem. And then just ask the universe in your head, and what would the answer to this problem be? And let's see what comes into our minds. So let's take just a few seconds to get quiet. Then we think of our problem and ask, what would be the answer? Did anybody get more than one answer? I invite you guys to come on back. Open your eyes. Did anybody get more than one answer? Few thoughts. I have a head nodding. I have two heads nodding. Awesome. So it's just an example. It's probably a little easier when you're at home, alone in the quiet, to have those thoughts, but you'll notice that they run constantly. And so that's a source. That's our power. One of our powers to tap into is this power of imagination, the power of thought. So we want to act on our power. Crosswalk.com says, faith does not mean sitting and waiting every day for an answer. It doesn't just mean believing God will provide or God will show you the way. It means taking an actual step in faith in the direction you believe God is leading you. So that makes perfect sense to me. But I used to sit around a lot. When I was young, it'd be like I had a need, and boom, God would just drop the answer in my lap. And the older I got, the less that started happening. God's like, all right, Dennis, now maybe you can do something too. So going to school, doing different things to better myself are some of the steps I've taken. Amazing stuff. All right, I want to read. I don't think I have this one on. No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to read this one. We know this story, but I'm going to read it for you. It's John 5. Now in Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, there is a pool, called in Hebrew Bethzatha, which has 5 porticos. In these lay many ill, blind, lame, and paralyzed people. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be well?" The ill man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I'm making my way, someone steps down ahead of me." And Jesus said, "Stand up, take your mat, and walk." Now, how did he know he was healed? He stood up and he walked. But how did he know he was healed before he stood up? He could have just sat there and wondered, am I healed or am I not? But he didn't. He jumped up and picked up his bed. He took that step of faith. So in John 14, this is Jesus talking. Very truly I tell you, the one who believes in me will also do the works that I did do, and in fact will do greater works than these. This scripture inspires me so much because I stayed in a Christian church that was a fundamental church that just called everybody sinners. I couldn't even hardly stand it. So they called everybody sinners so much. But I stayed in that church because they believed in healing. And I saw healings happening in that church. And I went, well, this is God. And they would talk about in that church how other people get healed. How does that happen? Because they're not coming to our church. So they can't be saved. It's a good one, right? But so they would say, well, God works on faith, and that's why people who aren't in our church also get healed, because God's so benevolent. And I'm like, yeah. And people will get healed outside of this church many, many times. Many people are going to be able to get healed outside of this church, especially if you're not believing you're a sinner and God hates you. If you believe you're a wonderful child of God, I think it's easier to accept a healing, to accept prosperity, to accept the things happening that we want to happen, to accept our goals being fulfilled. All right. Myrtle Fillmore. Love Myrtle. All power is given unto you in all the affairs of mind and body. Exercise your God-given power, authority, and dominion, and rise out of bondage to lack and discord. So she's putting it back in our minds, it's in our court. The ball is to decide what we're going to think about, and if we're going to act on this authority, act on this power, we're going to practice it. This is through thephases.com. So I want to talk about acting as if. So when we talk about having faith, and you've heard acting as if, and acting as if is not faking it till you make it. Although I've heard that works. But acting as if is a little different. So the first thing we want to do when we act as if is we want to become aware of our thoughts and feelings. So become aware, what do I want? What is right for me? Where am I going? Then the second thing we do is we align our actions with our desires. So the way to do that is to imagine what it would feel like to be a person who has what I want. What if I wanted, say, a $3,000 a month job? How would I act? What would I look like? What would that feel like? I heard the story of a medicine man who was taking a friend. They were going to do a rain dance, and they went up into the hills to a sacred spot, and the medicine man got into the middle of the sacred spot and just stood there like this for about 30 seconds. Turned around, walked to the man. Okay, let's go. He's like, that's it? You're done? That was your rain dance? He said, no, I just stood there and imagined what it was like to be in the rain. So that's how we draw that. We bring the feelings. We bring the feelings because the thoughts and the feelings create the belief. And the belief creates the manifestation. We believe what we see, and we see what we believe. So, of course, being humans, we don't always get what we want. We don't always get it, and sometimes we're confused about that. So Charles says, yes, man. Whoopsie. Where did I go? Okay. Charles says, this is from Christian Healing, man, being the highest emanation of divine mind, has great directive power and is really co-operator with God in forming the universe. If your word is selfish, that which will come to you through its use will be unsatisfactory. But you will profit by the experience and thus learn to speak words righteously, words of righteousness only. So that's beautiful. Because Charles was nice enough to tell us that if we make a mistake, we get to do it again. So I like to grow plants, but I have a north window, so it doesn't get a lot of light. And I can only remember to water about once a week. So I would get plants and they would die and I'd be really mad. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing the science correctly. I have to know what this plant needs. This plant needs less water than this. This one needs more water. So what I found works for me is if I get plants that don't need a lot of light and need to be watered about once a week, that's perfect for me. But I learned the science, and that's how we get our plants to grow. That's how we get ourselves to grow. That's how we get our lives to become beautiful things, the beautiful things we want it to be. So, hopefully today, I taught you guys how to get in touch with the power through meditation and affirmation throughout your day, how to be inspired by the power, be inspired by all the ideas we have, and how to take steps to manifest your ideas. So we're going to say an affirmation together. I'll read it and then you can say it with me. I am a powerful child of God. All things are possible for me. Say it with me. I am a powerful child of God. All things are possible for me. Thank you. It is time for offering. Oh, I'm going to sing a song. I knew that. There we go. Hit it, Derek. As I sat in prayer one day, asking questions of my God. Why is this world torn apart? Why is hatred filling empty hearts? A message came which seemed to say something different, something odd. It wasn't deep or very long, it just said, be the song. I wasn't sure I'd heard it right, it didn't sound quite whole. There's so much turmoil everywhere, so many people in despair. I wanted darkness turned to light with a message for my soul. I asked for more, it's not a lot, and this is what I got. Be the song that I sing, be the joy a simple smile can bring, be the hope, be the love, be the miracle from up above, be the hand in the hand that lets all souls know they belong. Be my voice, loud and strong, be the song. Now I'm not one to sermonize, but it's becoming clear. I think that I have found a way to turn the nighttime into day. If everyone could realize it's up to us to hear, with all the different melodies, we'll have such harmony. Be the song that I sing, be the joy a simple smile can bring, be the hope, be the love,
be a friend, be a lover, be a shoulder, be a cover, be a teacher, be a helper, be a harbor, be a shelter, be the song that I sing, be the joy a simple smile can bring, be the hope, be the love, be the miracle from above, be the hand in the hand that lets all souls know they belong. Be my voice, loud and strong, be the song, be my voice, loud and strong, be the song, be the song, be the song, be the song, be the song.
Thank you, Dennis. That was beautiful. I love your music, but I really like that song. I think it's one of my favorites. So it's time for our offering.
Okay.
And so if you'll join with me when we say our offering gratitude. We give thanks for these many blessings of today, and know that they are but a symbol of the inexhaustible substance of the universe. I give thanks that 10 times this much or more is now on its way to me in perfect manifest ways. All right, so we're going to sing our I Am So Blessed. And Dennis, if you'd like to have the mic, because I think they'd rather hear you than me.
Singing a little Acapulco
Join us
today.
all and sing along.
Acapulco. Yes, a la carte. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let's call that a song. You can just get through the rest. Here, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Julia. So say our offering blessing together. Divine love as me multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed. Thank you, God. And I listened to those words, and I know I wanted to mention to you that Unity is a tithing church, and we are supported by the people who give us their tithes and gifts. And I've been tithing for a lot of years, many years, because most of you know I'm a retired religious science minister. They call it spiritual living now. But I can give you examples of being at a place in my life where I didn't know that I was going to have enough, and I just still put out that 10%, and it came back to me. I can tell you so many times when I've had that wonderful miracle of, oh, I didn't know I had that, or a check came that I wasn't expecting. It just is so miraculous how that happens. The other thing is to give of your time. You talk about your love and your time, and I was thinking, okay, we're going to Matthew's Crossing. I think is there 9 of us going? There's a big number of people at our church that have signed up, and it's April 12th, I think, is it? Or 11th. Tuesday, and we're all going, and we're going to be filling backpacks for children. So I think it just puts you in such a happy place when we do things like that. And you know that we tithe every month. The board picks different tithes, and we've had some people give us suggestions, so that's wonderful. If you have something that really means a lot to you, please give that to us too. So let's go on to the announcements. Our prayer partner today is Barbara Castro, and Barbara will meet you in the back. She's right there if you need personal prayer today. Something more, Derek? The Eddie Bashes. I have been there several times. I used to go to wine tastings there when AJ's had them for many years. They were really special, but I've also been there for myself. It's an amazing collection of Indian art. I think one of the most extensive in the world. It's free. You can get there and they just offer it to you, and you can walk in. They have a huge selection of Indian baskets that are just beautiful, a whole room of them, and then the paintings and sculptures and all different things. So it's wonderful to just go through there and just absorb it all because it is beautiful. And that's Friday, March 24th. That's this next week. And if you want to sign up, talk to Kay, and I think there's a sign-up sheet back there. So think about it, join us, because I know you'll really enjoy it if you haven't been there. Okay, the board meeting is next week at my house. Everyone is welcome. We are an open board meeting, so if you have any thing you want to bring to us or whatever, you're welcome to come. Our volunteer, I just talked about that. And our prayer team meeting is every Wednesday at 10, and Julia facilitates that on Zoom. And then our Reiki Share group at 9:30, and if you have any questions about that, you can see Betty here. She's always loves Reiki, and she goes every week.
That's Tuesday.
That's Tuesday. And then, of course, Imbue Miracles, and that is CK back there again. I don't know if any of you know about it. I took a little bit of it once, way many years ago. And it's a very, very amazing program. So if you haven't done it and are interested in that kind of thing, channeling is what it is. It's someone who's channeled all these beautiful messages. You can certainly talk to Kay about that. And next Sunday, our musicians are the Yayas, which is always fun for us. So with that, I think we can stand up, and Dennis is going to sing his prayer of protection.
You guys know this.
Yes.
Sing along.
Sandy?
Yeah, go ahead and stand. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence wherever I am. God is. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence wherever we are. God is, and all is well. And let's close with our affirmation. I am a powerful child of God. All things are possible for me. Be blessed.
That's it. Enjoy your Sunday.